Hey, welcome back. This is Coach Parker with CoachParker.org. How are you guys doing today? Today we're going to continue talking about the 6'2 multi-8U football defense that I've developed over the last 10 years or so. We're going to talk about the defensive line shifts today, and we'll get into that. Just FYI, I do have a book, a companion book to this video series. If you'd like that, you can check out the link below or go to coachparker.org and hit the requested advanced copy. It is still in advanced copy. I'm on some final edits, but you get advanced copy for $15. And when I finished it on September 1st, it'll be $30. So check that out. But once again, let's get into the 6'2 multi-8U football defense and the D-line shifts calls here. So a really big call that I like to run, especially out of the 6'2 tight defense, is the explode. And this is a great call, really messes with the blocking calls, and on teams that really don't have a good offensive line, this will really tear them apart. So you can see here, we're lined up in a 6'2 tight. You can see the D tackles have come up in here on the offensive tackles here. And what an explode does, the explode call, the defensive line, the 4 down linemen are all going to now explode outside. One gap. Only one gap. One gap only. Boom, boom. So they go out. Now the linebackers, if you haven't called go-go, which will send them, they're just going to come kind of back to the middle and make sure they're reading this middle because everybody's clearing there. But if you say go Mike or go, or go Mike is only going to send the Mike, but if you say go, it's going to send both the Mike and the Rover. They're now going to blitz up that Apache gap. And a good call for this, if you've seen my other video for the secondary, if you want to put them in the bullet where, Fred is here and then the 2 corners are back here, you can put them in this kind of bullet where Fred's playing middle linebacker there. But I really like this explode call out of the 6'2 tight. It really messes with an offensive line, especially if these guys are weak here. They'll follow the guards, and your linebackers can blitz right up the middle really quick. So check that one out. Really good call there. Some pretty simple calls that you've got. My slant, I call it Army ants for slant ants, Army ants, the Army slants. And it's, once again, even though I've got 6 on the line, Will and Sam aren't slanting, they've still got their contain. So you can call this really in any of the multi-6'2 defenses, and pretty much any of the defenses really, except for maybe the stacks. And some stacks you may want to put in some slant calls. If the D-line goes away, linebackers go the other way. But this is my Army Ants call. So this is Army Ants, what is that, right? Or you can call it Riverside or rowdy or whatever R word you want to call it. But so the slant Army Ants is only one gap. They go to the right, one gap, and all 4 go on the slant call. You can see those for the 4 down linemen here. All 4 go on the slant call. Now the slice call is like a slant, but it's a little different, and I came up with this a couple years ago to deal with some sweep teams that basically just like to run outside. And so I call this orange slice. And the slice is a 2-gap slant, basically. So 3 of the 4 down linemen are going to slant toward the call, Lakeview left, whatever you want to call it, lightning. And the backside tackle will basically step back and read. one step like a linebacker, because you've got all these guys going. And basically I want to set up this little triangle here for anything kind of coming back through. And once again, you can set the secondary into bullet to kind of help that out. But I want to, on the orange slice, they're slicing two gaps. So you can see this is one gap. He's really supposed to hit about here, here, and then here. So it's a two gap slant on the slice. And what we're really trying to do is we're hoping the ball is going to be run right out here. And it gets these guys up into these lanes here. And you just gotta remember when you're talking to it, and this is definitely for an older teams or more experienced teams in slice, is your backside tackle is going to step back and play a linebacker on that and read this area here. Okay, got that? Okay. And then the last one is pretty much the simplest one. It's a shift, and I call it work or shift work. And this is a lake view. They're shifting to the left here, one gap. And you know, I think this is very simple, but I come up against a bunch of coaches a lot of times when we're playing them on defense, and they won't make shifts to our overloaded offensive line. And when we see that, we just run the overload line toward them like all day. And so you can see the offense here is sitting up in a single wing kind of setup, and they've got an overloaded line. So you definitely want to move your D line to a shift to that strong side. And it's a one gap, and I put some double shifts in and little funky things where, you know, but this is a one gap shift. It's called shift work. Lakeview's going to the left, and you can see how they were originally set up here. Because this guy's moved, they're all going to make their one shift over. Those are the basic, really, line call shifts that I've got for the defensive line, other than kind of some stunt blitzes that are going on with other people. But that's really those four calls, and we can go back through these real quick, with your four main down linemen. So you've got the explode call that's in a 6-2 tight with those guys. You've got your army ants, which is really a one slant stunt there. Then you've got your orange slice, which is a two gap stunt slant. And then you've got your shift, which is just they're aligning over one gap in the shift work. And like I said, those are the basic D-line shifts in the 6-2 multi-8 youth football defense. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like it. If you've liked the video series and what I'm doing with the channel, please subscribe. If you've got any questions or comments, please leave those in the comments section. If one of your assistant coaches needs some information, please share the video with him. Always need your support. There's a donate button up there. You can see one in the comment section, the information section below, if you'd like to make a small dollar contribution. You can shop my store. I've got an affiliate store below that's got a bunch of stuff that I use coaching youth football, and some electronic stuff that I use to build these videos here. But your support is greatly appreciated. It helps me bring more free videos to the coaching community. But once again, this was the D-line video on the 6-2 multi-8 youth football defense. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember to play for fun, and winning is funner. Thanks a lot. Have a great day, and ciao.